Now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live webinar, welcoming you to the School Enterprise Challenge 2022. I'm sure many of you will recognize me. My name is Christoph. I've been working on this program for a number of years now, so I recognize some of the names coming through on the chat. It's great to have you here with me today. And if you're new to the program, welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I'm really looking forward to today's session. So let's begin. And before I do anything, before I say anything to you, I want you to say something to me. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, which I would like you to answer. So the first question, question number 1, is what is the School Enterprise Challenge? I would like everybody in the chat bar to just type what their understanding of the School Enterprise Challenge is. In your own words, tell me what you think the School Enterprise Challenge is. I will give you a minute or 2 to think, and then please don't be shy. Type in the chat bar. I'd be interested to hear, in your own words, what is the School Enterprise Challenge? Okay, a few things have started coming through, so I'm going to read them out. So Gaurav says it's a competition related to startup ideas. Raju says it's to trigger entrepreneurial skill set amongst the students. Gaurav says it's entrepreneurship at a school level. Upma says it's to foster entrepreneur skills and to enhance competency among them. Enhancing business ideas, skill of the students. Meenakshi says it's to develop entrepreneur skill. Prerna says it's an opportunity where school students can do business and learn its practical aspects and other skills such as problem solving, decision making. Wow, lots of you replying. Sharu says it's an initiative by students. I love that. I'll talk about that later in the webinar for sure. Lots of you talking about developing entrepreneurial skills. Joel says it's a competition that allows students to ideate and establish businesses. Absolutely. Last one I'm going to read out is by Deepa. Deepa says, School Enterprise Challenge is an international platform for the students to take part in the competition and exhibit their enterprising skills. I think that's really nicely put. So it seems to me like some of you have a good understanding of what the School Enterprise Challenge is already. And thank you for sharing that. It was really nice. And for those of you that don't know, don't worry, because I'm going to explain a little bit later, but it's good that we have a base understanding to begin with. So my next question is, why are you here, you the teacher, why are you taking part in the School Enterprise Challenge? And I'm going to do a poll. So in a moment, you'll see something appear on your screen, and I would like you to vote. So the question is, why are you taking part in the School Enterprise Challenge, you here today? You can only choose one of the answers, so read them carefully and let me know the one which applies to you. Is it to help your students develop skills? Is it to enhance your own skills as a teacher? Is it to bring your teaching to life and make it more practical? Is it so that your students become entrepreneurs? Is it to make money through the business activities? Is it to win a prize for your school? Is it to get international recognition? Or is it for another reason? Let me know by voting in the poll on your screen. I can see about half of you have voted, so I'll give you another minute to give the rest of you time. So far, most of you are ticking the first box, which is about helping students develop skills like communication, teamwork, leadership, and so on. Keep those votes coming. If you haven't voted already, you can still vote. Some of you are saying because you want your students to become entrepreneurs. A few of you saying you want international recognition for your school. Very interesting. Okay, thank you very much to everyone who voted. I'm going to close the poll now, and I'm going to share the results with you. So you should be able to see on your screen that the most popular answer was to helping students develop skills, which is great to hear. And then it looks like the second most popular was to help students become entrepreneurs. And in third place, we have 6 teachers who said they want to bring their teaching to life. They want to make it more practical, more relevant. So that's great. I hope you enjoyed taking part in that poll. Certainly, I appreciate understanding where everyone's coming from today. So thank you everyone who voted. Okay, let's move on to today's agenda. So today's webinar is going to last approximately 45 minutes, and I'm going to cover 5 things. So the first thing is I will give an intro to the School Enterprise Challenge program. Some of you already know what it's about, so this will be a refresher. And for the people who are new, this will be really, I think, useful information for you. I'm going to talk about what is it. I'm going to give some examples from around the world. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why you should take part. Then I'm going to do a demonstration of the online platform, because that's where the School Enterprise Challenge happens, via our online platform. And we have a new one this year. So I'm really excited to show it to you all and point out some of the key features. Thirdly, and I think this is one of the reasons a lot of you are here today, I'm going to be sharing top tips on how you could win a prize for your school. So I'm really, really looking forward to sharing those with you, and I'm sure you are too. Then, as I promised in the advert for this webinar, there'll be plenty of time for questions and answers. So in section 4, I will allow you to type your questions, and I'll take them then. And of course, if anything comes to you during the webinar, you can also type it in the Q&A. Just press the Q&A button, and I will come to those later at the end. And finally, I have a bit of a surprise right at the end. I'm going to be making a special announcement. This is the first time I'm announcing this. Nobody else knows, so you'll be the first to hear about it. So yeah, please do stay until the end. Make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so first up, School Enterprise Challenge. What is it? The School Enterprise Challenge is an international entrepreneurship program for schools. And many of you said this when I asked you earlier in the webinar, you got it spot on. But what does that actually mean? In concrete terms, it means that your students will plan, set up, and run their own business at school. That's what it means. It's an entrepreneurship program that is practical and that is real. This program teaches business skills, of course, because they're going to set up a business, but it also teaches life skills, such as communication, teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving, and leadership, and many, many more. This program is absolutely fantastic at getting young people equipped with skills for the real world outside of school. So the way it works is there are 3 simple steps to creating this real business. Step 1 is coming up with the idea for the business. Step 2 is planning the business. And step 3 is executing that plan. It's launching and running the business. That means selling a real product or a real service to real people and making real money. And we'll talk about this in more detail later on. And throughout the program, it's all about students taking the lead. Teachers, you are supposed to be facilitators in the program. You do not dictate what the students do, you facilitate their participation. It's the students who make their own decisions, who come up with their own idea, they do their own plan, and they launch it and they run it themselves. The teachers are supposed to play a support role. So, what does that look like? I'm going to share with you 4 examples from around the world. My first example is from Nigeria. You can see these students here. They set up a convenience store called Greenie G, and they sell all sorts of things like snacks, stationery, useful things, and they set it up in their schoolyard, and their main target customer is the students of the school. It's a tuck shop, basically. You can see they've built this amazing little hut, and that's where they sell from. My next example is from India, from a school called Satya Elementary School in Dulka, and they have set up an eco bag business. So you can see here, it's called Go Green, and they collect waste materials from within their community, and they recycle them, they upcycle them, and they turn them into these beautiful bags, which they then sell back to the community. My next example is from Pakistan, from Habib Girls School, and they have a business called Graines d'Amour. You can see their logo here on the bottom right, and they sell these gorgeous potted plants, which they grew themselves. And my final example is from Nicaragua. So these students have set up a stationery stall where they sell things like pens, rubbers, erasers, scissors, useful things like that within their school grounds, and it's called Mini Libreria. And it's a great business. You can see here the girl, young girl here in her team uniform, counting up her money she's made at the end of the day. So I hope these 4 examples from different countries give you an idea of what kinds of businesses have been launched in the past. And I want to spend a moment just to hear from a student. This is a student, a young girl called Adina from Pakistan. And this is what she had to say about her experience in the program. She took part in a business called Beyeza, which is a beauty products business. They made their own beauty products. And she said, the experience of the School Enterprise Challenge has definitely changed me and my mindset for the future. I am much more passionate about starting my own business and leading my way. I now have more responsibility for problems and have learned how to pick up the slack and take initiative. It also showed me the importance of teamwork and, most importantly, the importance of being financially independent. And the reason we've included this quote is because we think it encapsulates everything that's great about the School Enterprise Challenge. You know, this young girl, she's clearly now become very passionate. She's become very responsible, and it's really what we like to see. So, and we know that this is happening at scale across the globe. This is happening to thousands of students that take part in the School Enterprise Challenge every year. So I hope that's giving you an idea of what the program is all about. And now I want to, talk a little bit about the benefits and why you should take part. So I've split it into different categories. So firstly, the benefits for the students themselves. We've spoken about this already. They get business skills, they get life skills, they get practical experience. Like they really run a business for themselves. And, you know, they have fun. The feedback we get is that being part of a business, it's super fun. You're with your friends, you work as a team, you tackle all these problems that you encounter along the way, and you chat to customers and you make money. The kids love it. They have a lot of fun. So I think, you know, that's really important. Learning through having fun. What, you know, you can't ask for much more than that. Next up, we have the benefits for the teachers. So teachers learn business skills. So obviously you're facilitating the program and you might know nothing about business right now, and that's okay. You know, you might be an English teacher or a science teacher, and you might not be entrepreneurial at all, and that's okay. We have teachers who run the School Enterprise Challenge in their school who know nothing about business at the start, and you go on a learning journey with the students. You follow the lesson plans and you learn with them. You just stay one step ahead of the students. You learn the concepts with them. And yeah, you will learn business skills along the way, which are really helpful in life. Many teachers have gone on to set up their own businesses on the side, their own side hustles. So yeah, you'll become an entrepreneur as well. And you will learn new teaching techniques. You know, the School Enterprise Challenge is very practical. It's what we call experiential learning. So rather than just teaching from the front of a classroom, from a textbook, you know, staying sat down, you're going to teach in a very real way. You're going to have to take the kids outside. They're going to, you know, do a resource assessment in their school grounds. They're going to do market research with their potential customers. You know, you're going to have to come out of your own comfort zone and develop your skills as an educator. So it's a really great learning opportunity for teachers. And here the third point is you have access to resources and training. So we have a fully developed curriculum and it's all available on the online platform. I'm going to show it to you when I do the demonstration. But by being part of a School Enterprise Challenge, you have access to all of these materials, all of these guides, worksheets, videos, quizzes, activities. You have this all available for free for you. So I think that's a great perk for the teachers. And throughout the year, we run trainings, we run webinars like this, but we also run groups, you know, sessions where we explore different teaching techniques and so on. So definitely an opportunity for growth for the teachers. There are benefits for the school as a whole. So as a school, it enables you to provide experiential learning. You know, that's the way the world is going. We're at the forefront of education. If your school wants to be a leader, this is a great program to do. It really gets the students off their chair and thinking practically. And it also allows your school to generate some extra income. So whatever money is generated by the school business is for you to keep. The school keeps the money, you know, you don't send it to us, you keep it for yourselves and you can spend it on anything you like. So you could spend it on, you know, you could reinvest it in the business and grow the business, or you could do something for your school. You know, we've seen schools, you know, buy uniforms for some of the poorer students or build a toilet block or whatever. You can spend it on anything you like. You can even give it to charity in your local area if you like. It's completely up to you. The money is for you to keep. And then some more benefits, which are for everyone. Everyone who's taking part, whether you're a teacher or a student, you're part of an international community. You're part of a global movement of schools who are teaching entrepreneurship. You're also going to get certification and you're going to get prizes. Maybe. Let's talk about those in a moment. So moving on. Here is the prize list for 2022. We have over $25,000 worth of prizes. There are prizes available at every step. You remember I told you we have 3 steps. We have business idea, business plan, and business implementation. There are prizes at every step, and there are prizes for every level, whether you get bronze, whether you get silver, whether you get gold. there are prizes available for you. And if you look down the list, we have prizes around sustainability. We have a prize for the best head teacher. We have a prize for an inspirational teacher. We have prizes at every level. And if you look in the bottom left, it says more prizes coming soon. So throughout the year, we're going to be announcing more prizes. We're adding on top of this list. So I hope that motivates you. There's a lot to be gained for sure. And everybody, you know, all the teams that complete the program, if you complete the 3 steps, at the end of the year, you will get official, internationally recognized certificates from us, from Teach a Man to Fish. We give certificates to the students, the teachers, the head teacher, and the school. So at every level, everyone's getting recognized for their achievements. These certificates, they look great on CVs, they look great on school websites, and they look great printed out and just put in the lobby of your school. Someone comes to visit, they can straight away see, wow, this is a leading entrepreneurship school. So certification is a big plus of the program. So that's everything about the program. I know it's a very, very quick introduction, and that's because I want to focus on the platform. I really want to show you the online platform because that's where it all happens. So I'm going to do a demo now. I'm going to show you what the platform looks like. And to do this, I'm going to go to schoolenterprisechallenge.org. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. And I'm going to go to my internet browser. And I'm going to reshare my screen. Hopefully you can see that. And you can see I'm on Google, and in the search bar, I'm just going to type schoolenterprisechallenge.org. And this will take you to our website. This is the home page. And in the top right-hand corner, you can see login. So if you click on login, you would come to the login page. And to log in, you will need to provide your email and your password. So the email is the email address which you used when you registered for the program. And the password is the password that you picked when you registered for the program. If you've forgotten your password, you can reset it by clicking here. So I'm going to log in. I'm going to put my email address. And I'm going to put my password. And that's going to log me in to the platform. And the first place I will arrive is the school dashboard. And from here, you can see a number of things. So I'll talk you through the sections. You can see a bit of information about the school. And here you can see I've uploaded my school emblem. So I think uploading the school emblem is a really nice quick start. You can just press here, upload the emblem of your school. That gives it a nice feel. You know, everyone can see that it's your school's dashboard. And you will notice a number of buttons here that I will explain in a moment. But the most important part, in my opinion, is this part down here, where we can see the business teams. So in my school, we can see I have 5 business teams. My school, I've been taking part in the School Enterprise Challenge a long time. I'm running 5 teams at the same time. We're involving loads of students. But, you know, at your school, maybe you only have 1 team or 2 teams, and that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. If you only have 1 team, it will appear here. And this is the most important part of the platform. So team 1 is the team I am going to show you. So I click on access lessons here. and I will be taken to the team dashboard of Team One. And this is where Team One does all of its work. You can see here I've uploaded a team photo. So it kind of feels personal. These are the students involved in Team One. And I told you there were 3 steps, didn't I? Business idea, business plan, and implementation. And you can see them here. You can see the 3 steps, and you can see the prizes associated with each step. So when you complete step 1, you could win up to 250. When you complete step 2, you could win up to 2,000. And when you complete step 3, you could win up to $5,000. And within each step, there are a number of lessons. So the total program is made up of 14 lessons. And in step 1, there are 4 lessons. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4 here. If you go down, you can also see the lessons in step 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally, the lessons in step 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So the program is broken down into really manageable small lessons. And where do you start? Well, you start in lesson 1. So you can see my team, we've actually completed lesson 1, we've completed lesson 2, and 3 and 4. You can see that because I have a big green tick here. Maybe you haven't completed them yet, so you won't have the tick, but that's fine. You just need to get started. So to get started, you just click on open lesson. You complete the lessons in order. You go to lesson 1 and you click on open. And then lesson 1 will open. All 14 lessons follow a similar format where you have these blocks of information. And usually it says introduction to this lesson, and it tells you a little bit about what the lesson is about. Just a few lines telling you what you're going to be looking at. Then there's some guidance for you, the teacher, like how can you teach this lesson? So there's some guidance here for you to read. Make sure you take your time, take it all in. Then we usually have the lesson objectives. So this tells you what your students will learn during this lesson. It'll tell you by the end of today's lesson, your students will be able to do X, Y, Z. We often have videos. This lesson has a video, little bit of information on the left, and then you can play the video here on the right. And then, very important, we have the resources for this lesson. So this lesson has 2 resources. It has a mini guide. Every lesson has a mini guide. So this one has the lesson 1 mini guide, and it also has the dreams poster. So these are the documents you as a teacher need to do this lesson with your students, and you can download them with 1 click. You press here, it will download to your computer or mobile here in the bottom left, and you just open the PDF. So lesson guides, they're just 2-page PDFs, and they tell you everything you need to know about that lesson. In this one, I can download the dreams poster. It's just an image. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's just a simple image that you need to print off and give to your students, and then they work directly on the dreams poster. So each lesson has its own resources, and you can find them here. Next up, we have a bit of inspiration. So we have examples. I showed you some examples earlier. There are more examples inside each lesson, and you can flick through them by pressing the arrows, and you can learn, this one's a school in India. This one is a school in Nigeria. This one is a school in Ghana. So you get to learn about other schools before you do it yourself. And here we even have an interview with a teacher from Pakistan, and she talks about her experience in the School Enterprise Challenge. So you've done all this reading, you're the teacher, you've done all this reading, you've become familiar with the lesson. it's time for you to test your knowledge. That's why it says quiz for teachers here. We've introduced this feature because it's really important that the teacher is comfortable and is confident with the lesson content before they deliver it with the students. So we have a quiz for you. On every lesson, there's a quiz. To take the quiz, you just press start, and it's multiple choice. So you read the question. This quiz has 5 questions, by the way. So I read question and I pick my answer. I'm gonna give random answers. I'm not gonna pick the correct ones because I don't want to share the answers with you, but I'll just pick at random. So you give your answer, you press next, and the next question appears. You give your answer, the next question appears. And these questions are testing your knowledge of what you read above. They're testing the knowledge of what you read in the lesson guide. They're testing your knowledge of what you read in the text. And they're also testing your knowledge of the videos you watched. When you've answered the 5 questions, press complete, and then your score will appear on the right-hand side. So I didn't do very well. I scored 1 out of 5. And I can see that I got the first question, second question, the third question wrong. I got the 4th question right, and I got the 5th question wrong. So what does that mean? That means that probably I'm not quite ready to teach that lesson to my students. I should go back up and I should just familiarize myself with the content again. We recommend scoring at least 4 or 5 out of 5 before doing the lesson with your students. That's just like a good practice, you know. It's good if the person teaching knows what they're doing. So we really encourage you to take this quiz before doing the lesson with your students. So the teacher has done all this, and now you're ready to do it with your students. Your students, they don't need to read all of this if you don't want them to. This is more for you. This is for the teacher. This is for you to understand the program. And now this is the part which is for the students. Each lesson has exercises, and this is what they need to fill in as a team. So you can all crowd around the computer, or you can crowd around the mobile phone you're doing on, and you can go to this section, which is called Exercise for Students. And you can see in lesson 1, there are 2 exercises, 1, 2. Some lessons, they have just 1 exercise, and some lessons have more. They have 3 or 4 exercises. But generally, all the lessons can be done in one go, in one sitting. And yeah, let's have a look. So lesson 1 is super easy. It's answering this. To help you understand our school business better, we will briefly describe our school. So it's just a description of your school. So in my example here, I'm a school in Turkey, in Istanbul. I've just put a 2-line description of my school, explaining how old the students are, where it is, and so on. You put your answer in this text box and you click save. It's important to click save, and it will save your answer. The second question is the platform asks you to upload a photo of your team holding up its Dreams poster. So the Dreams poster, we can download it from here. You can print it at your end, or if you don't have a printer, you can just recreate it. You can get the students to draw it out on paper. Don't worry if you don't have a printer. And they should do the activity on the Dreams poster. The Dreams poster is an activity where the students think about what are their dreams for the future? What do they want to do when they grow up? And what skills do they need to achieve that? So you do that as a team. Each student fills out their own Dreams poster, and then you take a photo of your team holding up their Dreams poster, and you upload the photo here, as I have done. You see these girls here, they didn't print it. They made their own big version of the Dreams poster. And they got their teacher to take a photo, and then the teacher has uploaded it here. You'll notice each question is either required or optional. In this case, in this lesson, both exercises are required. So you must fill them out in order to complete the lesson. And once you've finished, once you've filled everything out, you can click here, mark as complete. If you haven't completed it, you're halfway through and you want to come back later, you want to leave and you want to come back later, just click on save as draft. It will save all of your progress and it will be here ready for you when you come back. But in my case, there's 2 exercises. I filled them both in. I'm going to mark it as complete. The platform's going to ask me, are you sure? I'm going to say yes, mark as complete. And that lesson will now appear in green on my team dashboard. So you can see here, lesson 1, we just did it together, big green tick. Once you've done lesson 1, what do you do next? Lesson 2. To do lesson 2, you click on lesson 2, you click on open lesson, and you do the same thing. You learn about what the lesson is about, you study the learning objectives, you watch the video, you familiarize yourself with the resources, the case studies, and then you take the teacher quiz, and then you get your students together and they do the question. So here, this question is optional. So if you want, you can leave this as blank. I don't recommend leaving it as blank, but if you want, you can leave it as blank. And then, yeah, you do question 2, which involves uploading some documents. You do question 3, which involves stating your business ideas. And once you're done and you've clicked save, you can mark this lesson as complete. And you will get taken back to your team dashboard. And you will see that lesson 2 is marked as complete. In my case, I've actually completed the first 4 lessons. I've completed them. I've provided answers for all of them. My students have worked on it as a team. We've put our answers in the platform. That means that the platform has automatically generated our business idea document. Some of you which have taken part in the past, we used to have Word documents that you used to fill out. Those don't exist anymore. There's no more templates to fill out because your template is here. I'm going to click view and it's going to take me to a document which has been automatically created by the platform. The platform is super smart and it's reading the answers you've provided to the first 4 lessons and it's put them in a document for me. You can see my description of my school is here. The picture I uploaded is here. All my answers to the 4 lessons can be found here. Okay, so I didn't need to do them separately. As you do the exercises, the platform automatically compiles your business idea document. And you'll see at the bottom, you even have your very own photo journal. So I will talk about that in a moment. So your document here is being generated. It's reading the answers you've provided. Once you've completed all the lessons and you're ready to submit it to me, to the organizing committee, you just click this big green submit button and the business idea will fly over to us and we will receive it. And when you do that, I'm not going to do that now because I'm not ready to submit. But say if I was ready to submit, I would click the green button and it would take me back to my team dashboard and it will unlock the lessons in step 2 business plan. It will unlock lessons 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you do the same. You work through the lessons, lesson by lesson, until you get all the way to lesson 14, by which point your students will be running a real business. Okay, I'm just checking the chat now because I think a few questions are coming through. Sherry says, is it necessary to attempt the lesson by each teacher, or can we do it as a team? No, you can do it as a team. This is a team project. So you can have multiple teachers working on this. In fact, we recommend having multiple teachers, and you all work on it together as a team with the team of students. Okay, so hopefully you all understood how the lessons work, and we'll have a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, you can ask them then, but that's how the lessons work. Now, at the bottom of my business idea document, you saw I had some photos. I had some lovely photos of my team. How did I upload those? I uploaded them on the photo journal. So the photo journal is on the team dashboard, and it's this blue button here in the middle. If you click on photo journal, there's a whole area dedicated to uploading photos. And this is how you get to visually tell your story. So let's look at my photo journal. So there's some information about my team. There's my team photo up here, which I uploaded. I just clicked the button here. And then every month I've been uploading photos. I uploaded this photo on the 28th of February, this photo on the 13th of March. I uploaded 2 photos in April, June, September. So it's a bit like your own School Enterprise Challenge Instagram, if you want. And to upload a photo, it's super easy. You just click on add a new photo. You click on this big plus button. Your file explorer will open. You pick the photo you want to upload, for example. Press open. The photo will appear. It takes just a moment to load. My photo's now appeared. If you uploaded the wrong photo, you can just delete it in the corner and you can start again, but I've uploaded the correct one. And you just need to provide some information. You need to give it a title. So what is this photo? So it's our team selling our juices, because that's what the photo is about. You can give a description. So you can say, we had a sales event at the local market. It was so much fun. Just a quick caption so that we know what the photo is about. Tell us on what date it was taken. So let's say it was today. I'm going to put 14th of July. Then you need to say which step of the program it relates to. Is it the business idea step? Is it the planning step? Is it the running step? It's the running step, isn't it? We're making sales in the photo, so it's about running. Then you have to give permission. You have to say, I understand this photo might get used. You tick the box and then you click confirm. And you will see here, 14th of July, the photo that I just uploaded is here. And if you click view, it'll open up in a new tab of your browser. You'll see the photo in big, the date, the step it relates to, the title, and the caption. So the photo journal is a really nice way of visually telling your story. And I'll mention the photo journal again later because we think it's a really important part of the School Enterprise Challenge experience. So some of you will have noticed that we have a menu on the left, and this is a really good way of getting around the platform quickly. So I was showing you team 1, wasn't I? My first team. But my school actually has multiple teams. If you want to quickly go and work on team 2, you can just click on business teams. It'll open up your list of teams. You know, I have 5 teams, I told you earlier. You probably only have 1 or 2, that's fine. But if you quickly want to go to team 2, you just click here on the left and you will be taken to team 2. And that's where you'll find the lessons and the documents for team 2, because each team does its own program, does its own lessons, does its own documents. So if you want to have multiple teams, I'll show you how to do that. You just go to the school dashboard and you scroll all the way to the bottom and you click on this big blue button here, create a new team. And that's how you create more teams. You'll notice there are other things on the left-hand side. So we've looked at the school dashboard, we've looked at the business teams. There is a resource library. So the resource library, I'm going to open it now, is super handy because it has all of the resources in one place. So I showed you, you can find resources within each lesson, but if you just want to see all of the resources in one go, for example, all of the guides for all of the 14 lessons, you can find them here. If you want all of the worksheets, you can find them here. Achievement criteria, this is a super important document, and I'm going to be talking about that later, but this is where you can find it. If you want to download the achievement criteria, you just click on View. You have some information about it. Click on Download, and it will download to your device. Here we have loads of videos. These are super useful videos for the teachers because they explain all of the concepts like market research, like how to manage a team, how to come up with great ideas, how to do record keeping, how to do finances. You know, maybe these are things you're not so comfortable as a teacher. You might not be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. These videos teach you how to do this with your students. So if you want to watch a video, for example, on accounting, you know, it's a hard topic, accounting. Well, we have a short video filmed in a school that teaches you about accounting. So I really recommend as a teacher, you familiarize yourself with these videos. We have a few extra resources which appear here. And then we have how-to videos. These are videos that teach you how to use this online platform. So if you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, come to the how-to section and see, is there a video that explains it? For example, if you want to create a new business team, I just showed you how to do that. But if you don't know, if you forget, you can come here, click on View, and watch the video. Just click on the play button, and you can watch me create a business team in front of you, and then you can go and do it yourself. So these videos, they're brand new. We recorded them recently, and they teach you how to use this online platform. Okay, I'm conscious of the time, so I'm just going to finish this demo shortly. But first, I just want to touch on a few things. We have 3 important sections here: levels, prizes, and community. Levels. If you click on here, it will open a new tab, and you have a PDF document that explains how the levels work. You know, if you've taken part before, you'll be used to bronze, silver, gold, and you're probably wondering, where has that gone this year? It works differently this year. You don't pick your level at the start of the year. Your level is chosen by the judges at the end of the year based on the quality of your answers. And the quality of your answers depends on the achievement criteria. That's how it's assessed. And I'll talk about the achievement criteria. But if you're wondering, hey, we want to take part on bronze, silver, or gold, that's not how it works this year. Everyone takes part on the same level. And then the judges, the competition judges at the end of the year will tell you what level you achieved. So that was levels. Prizes. If you want to see the prize list again, you can access it here. And community. I love this tab. Click on community. It opens up a PDF document and it tells you about all the online communities we have for you. So we have 2 main things. We have lots of social media. So we have a Facebook page. I encourage you to like it. We have a Facebook group. Please join that group. All the teachers are in there. We're always sharing updates and best practice and news. So make sure you join the Facebook group. If you're a Twitter user, make sure you follow us on Twitter. If you're a visual person and you like videos, check out our YouTube channel. Follow our blog. We have a WordPress blog where we write updates. You can just access it by clicking here. And if you scroll down, this is the most exciting thing, in my opinion, WhatsApp groups. Many of you are already in a WhatsApp group for your own country, which is great. we also are launching a global WhatsApp group. So there are 2 WhatsApp groups you can be in, the one for your country and the global one. Okay, please do not join the WhatsApp groups of other countries, only join the WhatsApp group of your country, and feel free to join the global worldwide WhatsApp group also. So yeah, and to join the WhatsApp group, you just click on the button here, WhatsApp will open and you'll be able to enter the group from there. So yeah, I really encourage you. I'm just going to go back to the dashboard, back to the platform. Really encourage you to explore the things on the menu on the left here. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. That was the demo of the platform. And yeah, I'm going to bring up my presentation, which I had earlier. If you have questions about the platform, please stay along until the Q&A and ask them then. But for now, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go back to my presentation. I hope you can see this. I hope you can see the presentation. So I just did the demo. Emmanuel says, can we have the global WhatsApp link? Yes, I will share it with you in a moment. I will share it with you in a moment. And I will also be sharing all of this information by email as well. Don't worry. So the next bit, and this is where I'm sure of you, a lot of you are here, is tips on how to win prizes. I have 3 top tips, which I'm sharing exclusively with you here today. The 80 people in this room, you're the first people to hear these tips. So please listen carefully. And as I'm going along, let me know in the chat box what you think of these tips. Top tip number 1. You have to be in it to win it. So this is going to seem really obvious, but you have to be registered in the School Enterprise Challenge 2022 in order to win a prize. You know, it's really obvious. But that is not enough. You cannot just register your school and then do nothing and expect to win a prize. That's not going to happen. This is a competition and only the best entries get rewarded. So what does that mean? You have to complete the 14 lessons with your students inside the platform, like I just showed you. And you have to submit your 3 documents, business idea, business plan, and annual report by the 22nd of November, 2022 at the latest. Okay, that's the cutoff point for this year. So only documents which are received before that date will be considered. If you submit them in December, for example, we will consider them, but next year. So you'll have to wait a whole year to hear whether you won a prize. So if you want to win a prize this year, you have to submit before the 22nd of November, 2022. So each school can advance at their own pace because, you know, you all have your own things going on. It's up to you how you manage it in your school. You know, you have exams, you have school holidays, and so on. So we don't dictate exactly how you should do it, but I'm going to give you a suggested timeline, okay? And this is a suggestion, so please don't take it to heart. If this doesn't work for your school, you're just going to have to modify it slightly, okay? I recommend that you do step 1 business idea, which is 4 really short lessons. Those lessons can be done really quickly. You know, some schools, they decide to come in on a Saturday morning and they do all 4 lessons in one go. They just do it in a half day. I encourage you to do lessons 1, 2, 3, 4 ASAP in the next few weeks. They are really easy lessons. They don't take a long time. You can do them quickly with your students. I really recommend, if you want to be on track for completing by 22nd of November, you need to do the first 4 lessons ASAP. Then step 2, business plan. That's lessons 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And these lessons are a bit more substantial. They take a bit more time. And I'm going to encourage you to do these by the 22nd of August. Okay, so you have about a month and a half to get up to lesson 9. And, you know, this is the part where you plan your business. You do things like market research. So you go out into the community, you go and check out your competitors, you talk to potential customers, you might do some designing of your logo, you might decide on your team structure and so on. So this is the really entrepreneurial part of the program. Your students will learn a lot of new concepts like SWOT analysis and things like that. So this is a really cool part of the program, and I recommend that you do this by 22nd of August. A lot of schools, they want to achieve perfection. They spend months and months and months working on their business plan. Honestly, we don't recommend that. The plan does not need to be perfect. It's just about learning these concepts, getting an understanding of the market that's out there, but you do not need to, have a perfect plan, because the most important part of the program, the most exciting part of the program is step 3, which is implementation. And at the end of implementation, you submit an annual report. So in this step, your students actually turn the plan into something real. It goes from being something on a piece of paper to being a real business, like you can see on the right hand side of the screen here. And that is the most important part of the program. So we encourage you to get to lesson 10 as quickly as possible. Get to lesson 10, launch your business. Your students will make loads of mistakes. They'll struggle to make sales and so on. That's okay, because we encourage you to run your business for 3 months. 3 months. Make sales on a weekly basis. Make sales for 3 months. You will see your students will develop communication skills, problem solving skills, leadership skills. Their confidence will grow. They will get better, and they will get better at academic subjects as well. I promise you, they will get better in maths because they've been counting money and so on. And we encourage you to do this by when? 22nd of November, because that is the final date for submission this year. So that is the suggested timeline. Now, we have teachers from all over the world in this webinar right now. You told me that you are from India, Nigeria, Ghana, Nepal, Uganda, Rwanda, many, many more countries, Cameroon even. You're from all over the world. As you can imagine, you all have slightly different school calendars. You all have slightly different exam seasons and so on. For example, Nigerian teachers, I know you are about to go on summer break, whereas Indian teachers, you are just coming back from summer break. So this may or may not work for you, this timeline. It's up to you to make it work for you. So message to the Nigerian teachers, can you, with your students, work on step 1 and step 2 during the summer break? Can you work on it remotely, virtually? Can you work on it through WhatsApp? Can you set it as holiday homework? There are ways around this. So just because there are holidays doesn't mean you can't do it. We literally have an online platform. Can you jump on a Zoom call with your students and share your screen, how I'm doing now? There's different ways of doing it. Can you get them to come into school over the summer on certain days? Step 1 can be done really, really quickly, just a couple of sessions. Step 2, again, just do it in 5 sessions. And then when Nigerian teachers, when you come back to school in September, you're ready to run the business for 3 months, submit in November, get your certificates, and be in it with a chance of winning a prize. So that is the tip number 1. I'm going really quickly because we are running out of time. But tip number 2 is quality over quantity. Okay. You need to do the 14 lessons in order. You need to give clear and succinct, short answers are enough. There is no need to write huge amounts. I'm particularly talking to the schools in India here. The schools in India have a tendency to send us enormous business plans, absolutely enormous. You've done so much research, you know, and that's great. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but really don't let that get in the way of just moving forward and submitting and just launching. As I said, the most important bit is running the business, not spending ages doing research. So, you know, we don't reward paragraph, you know, huge submissions. If you have something to say it simply. You know, the judge is just looking to see that you understand, your students get the concepts and they've done the activities. That's all you're trying to prove. You don't need to write endless answers, okay? So please keep it succinct and follow the achievement criteria. The achievement criteria can be found in the library, the resources library, and it can also be found inside the lessons of step 2 and step 3. So there's no achievement criteria for step 1, but step 2 and step 3, there is achievement criteria. And on every single exercise, there is a button which says, show me the achievement criteria. If you click on that button, the achievement criteria will appear and it will tell you, for this question, if you want to get bronze, you need to give this kind of answer. If you want to get silver, you need to give this kind of answer. If you want to get gold, you need to give this kind of answer. And it's up to you to decide, like, what are you shooting for this year? If it's your first year, maybe you're shooting for bronze. Bronze would be a great achievement in your first year. If you've been taking part for a couple of years, you should probably be shooting for silver. And if you're one of our schools that has been doing it for years, you know, you should be going for gold. And everyone can go for gold this year if they want, but it's really, you know, it's high level. So when you're inside the lessons from lesson 5 onwards, 5 to 14, there is a button which says achievement criteria. Click on that and look at what we're looking for. We literally tell you what we're looking for. And I promise you, it's not quantity, it's quality. As I said, the achievement criteria tells you what bronze, silver, and gold is. And then my next tip is to use the photo journal. I showed you, I did you a demo. I even uploaded a photo live. You, the teacher, if you can, take photos. Every time you do a lesson, I encourage you to take a photo. Upload it to the platform and say, hey, this is us doing lesson 1. Look, this is us doing lesson 2. You know, this is us out in the community doing our market research. Look, this is us having a team meeting where we decide how to spend our profits and so on. We would rather you wrote short text answers, but used the photo journal to visually tell your story than just endlessly writing. Tell your story through photos. They bring your submissions to life. And I've put some examples here. You see these schools, they've uploaded some awesome photos. The one on the left, well, they're all from sales day and they're all showing the kids, you know, making their sales. Like the judge, when they're reviewing your annual report and they see this, they'll say, yeah, these kids, they launched a business. I believe it. I can see it. So make sure you use the photo journal. All right, third and final tip. I'm going to go very quick. We want you to engage with the community from local to global. What does that mean? Your business should consider what your community needs. We want it to be clear that you are setting up a business, your students are setting up a business that its community needs. And you should plan your business according to the needs of the community. So don't skip the lessons where you go out and you talk to customers and you talk to competitors. Don't skip that because that's important. Okay? You should consider people and planet. We are an enterprise program. We are all about sustainability. We want kids setting up sustainable businesses, businesses which respect people, which respect the environment. And this is all explained inside the lessons, inside the business guides. So make sure you read to understand what it is we mean by people and what it is we mean by planet, okay? Engage the parents of the students, you know, get them on board, get them understanding, why is my kid running a business at school, you know, get them involved. Maybe you can even sell to the parents, or maybe you can have a couple parents on your business advisory board, but engage the parents and engage people outside of the school, you know, make sales outside of your school ground. And when you're selling to people, just tell them, say, hey, we're taking part in this amazing international program. We're part of a school enterprise challenge. We're entrepreneurs. We're leading the way. You know, let the community know what you're doing. Don't just keep it for yourselves. Don't keep it inside your school. Share it with the world. And if you love the school enterprise challenge, please invite other schools to take part. Think carefully about how you will use the profits. The profits are yours, and we have a lesson which supports you to think about how to spend it. So think carefully, how are you going to spend it? Are you going to give the money to the school? Are you going to give the money to charity? Are you going to reinvest in the business? Are you going to pay the teachers? Are you going to pay the students? It's up to you what you do with the money, but make sure you have your community hat on. And my final piece of advice is for you teachers. I showed you earlier, we have a WhatsApp group, we have a Facebook group. Please join those groups, and don't just join and then be silent. Contribute to the conversation. We have 76 people in this room right now. We had nearly 90 earlier. You guys, you are some of the top educators in your respective countries, and we've just connected you with more top educators from other countries. So please connect with each other, help each other out. You know, if you have a challenge, if you don't know how to do lesson 5, post in the WhatsApp group, and somebody who's already done lesson 5 will come and help you. If you found a really great way of doing lesson 8, please share it in the group. We're all here to learn from each other. We're all here to become better educators. So we really encourage you, you know, contribute is the key word here. Sometimes people join the group and they just sit there and they don't say anything. And we would really appreciate it if you could kind of contribute to the conversation, because we all know that you are amazing teachers and you all have so much to say. So, you know, we all have our cultural differences. Some people don't feel comfortable posting or whatever. Please don't be shy. Right now, I'm giving you permission to message in those groups. So that was my final tip. Thank you very much for listening. I know we've gone over time. I'm sorry, but I really felt like this was all useful information. And now it's time for the Q&A, okay? So you can feel free to ask any questions you have. Just press the Q&A button, and then make sure you stick around, because the next slide is a surprise. The next slide is a surprise. And it's a special announcement, which I'll do in 5 minutes time. But first, I'm going to take questions from the Q&A. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back to full screen. I hope you can see me. And I'm going to see what's going on. So Emmanuel asked for the WhatsApp link. I will try and get that for you. Let me get that now. Okay. Here we go. So this WhatsApp group is for teachers. Please do not pass it on. Do not pass it on to your students, okay? This is for teachers, adults only. So for teachers only, not for students. If you click that link, you will open up the global WhatsApp group and you can just click join and you'll see. I'm hoping by the end of today or by the end of this week, we can have 100 people in there and we can start sharing ideas. Alka says you haven't got the link. Please scroll up the chat. It's in there. Lots of people thanking me for the presentation, which is super kind. Thank you very much. Someone says 2 teams means 2 business ideas. Yes, Minakshi. If your students want to work on 2 separate business ideas, for example, if you have 15 or 20 students who want to do an agricultural business, for example, that's team 1. And if you have another group of students, they wanted to do a completely different business. They want to do, I don't know, a newspaper. They want to run a newspaper, for example. That's a separate business idea. That's a separate business. So you would need, in that case, you would need 2 teams on the platform. So the 3 modules have a deadline and it should be the same, only the 3 months of sales. Yes, exactly. So you can finish the steps at a time that suits you. But one of the requirements is that you have made sales for 3 months. We really encourage students to make sales for at least 3 months. So really, you should be doing your business plan by the 22nd of August. And then you should be running the business for 3 months. And then you should be reporting back in an annual report by the 22nd of November. Okay, Q&A. Stommer says, how long is the program? So the program is open. It's been open for a few months now, and it is running until the 22nd of November. If you do not finish by the 22nd of November, do not worry. You can roll over. We call it a rollover. You can carry on. You can take part in December and January and so on. But if you want to get your certificates and if you want to get your prize, maybe if you're a prize winner, if you want to be in it, the deadline is 22nd of November. So I hope that answers your question, Soma. Upma says, is it necessary for each team member to attempt all lessons? So the first thing to note is that you do the lessons as a team. So we recommend having 2 teachers involved at least. You know, some schools have 5 or 6 teachers involved, but try and have at least 2 of you involved. So it makes the workload a bit easier, and go through the 14 lessons with your team of students. We understand that not every student is going to be present on each of the 14 lessons. They're not going to be able to attend everything all the time. They might not all be able to do all of the activities, but really you should try and have as many students involved in as many activities as possible, because the activities are what's important. The activities are how they develop skills, and it's how you do the business. So yeah, you have your team of students. We recommend having at least 15 in the team, but you can have more. You can have 20, 25, 30, but try and have 15 students in your team. And yes, try and do as many of the activities as a group of 15. But later on, you know, when you launch your business and it comes to sales day, you're going to have to divide yourselves, you know. Not all 15 students are going to be involved in selling. You might have 5 students selling, whilst the other students are doing something else. Maybe they're getting the customers to come to the stall. Maybe some of your students are doing something else. So at different times, you'll need to organize yourself and divide yourself. But generally, you should do the program as a team. Someone says, is it mandatory to update the photo journal? It is not mandatory to update the photo journal. So if you do not feel comfortable uploading photos of your students, if you do not feel comfortable sharing photos, that's okay. You don't have to, but we do encourage it. You know, it's a global program. And we really, if you have permission from the students themselves or their parents, we do encourage you to take photos and upload them to the photo journal. But if you're not able to take photos, you don't have to. We won't penalize you for it. But it will make it harder for the judge to really make a decision and say, you know, these students definitely launched a business. You know, if there's no photo, it becomes harder to assess. So we do recommend uploading photos if possible. Somebody says, anonymous person says, can we get a recording of a session? Yes, recording will be sent by email in the next few days. What if we don't have a printer to print out the flyers and other materials? Well, that's okay. You can look at them on your mobile or on your computer, however you're accessing the platform, and you can just draw them out. You know, our worksheets, they're quite simple. It's usually a table that you need to fill in. So you can look at it on your screen and you can draw it out on a piece of paper. You can recreate your own version of the document. Many of our schools don't have printers and they still manage to take part, so don't worry. That was from Joel, the question, and the next question is from Barsha. Can students join the dashboard or is it for teachers only? So currently the dashboard is for teachers only, because we cannot afford to have all the students on there. There would be too many users accessing it all at once and it would crash. So please do not sign up your students, just sign up the teachers. So you should all have an account already, but if you don't, you can register your school, and then from inside your account, you can invite your colleagues from inside your own account. There's a blue button which says invite colleagues. Click that button, type their email address, and off you go. Okay. Can we have the same facilitators working with 2 or 3 teams? Absolutely. So we often have this. We'll have a group of teachers at a school and they run the program with all the different teams. So the same 3 teachers could be running the program with a number of teams. That's absolutely fine. How does one come by the teams? So a team, what we call a team, is a group of students, minimum 15. So, and different teams have different students. So team 1 has 15 students, team B has 15 or 20 different students. That's the difference between teams. Minimum number of students in bronze, silver, gold. Yeah, we encourage having 15 for gold, 30 for silver. No, sorry, 15 for bronze, 30 for silver, and 45 for gold. Is there a limit of number of students? No, there is no limit. So your team can be as big as you want. Someone says, is it necessary to have a plan from the curriculum? We provide you with the curriculum. You do not need to come up with this yourself. We provide you with a curriculum. So log into your account, click on resources, and you'll find our curriculum there. Or alternatively, go into each lesson, and that's our curriculum. So you do not need to create your own lessons or anything like that. You don't need to know anything about business. We provide that for you. Is it a must that the teachers take the quizzes? Is a question by Musa. It is not a must. It is not mandatory. But as I explained earlier, we really recommend it because, you know, you, the teacher, should be comfortable with the lesson before teaching it with your students. If you do not know anything about market research as a teacher, and then you're trying to teach a lesson about market research, the lesson is not going to go well. You know, I'm sure in your own subject, you know, if you're a maths teacher, I'm sure you familiarize yourself with the lesson before teaching it to your students. I would hope so anyway. We ask you to do the same with the School Enterprise Challenge. Can the number of students increase later, even after submitting the document? Yes. So you can have maybe 15 students come up with a business idea. You know, if that business plan, you want to grow the team, you've decided you want to involve loads more students, absolutely you can do that. You can grow the team as the year goes on. Can we have various teams with one business idea? That's just one team working on the same business. So I don't really understand that question, but I would say that, you know, if they're all working on the same business idea, then they are just one team. But then you can divide them in sub teams. You know, you can have people can be in the marketing team, people can be in the sales team, people can be in the production team, people can be in the finance team within the same business. And you'll learn about that in lesson 6. Lesson 6 is called operational plan, and you learn how to structure a team. So yeah, when you get to lesson 6, you'll learn all about this. How many teams are compulsory? One team. Minimum is one team. Obviously, you need to take part with one team. But if you only want to have one team, that's fine. You don't have to have more than one team. Somebody said, last year we completed all the lessons before the deadline, but we didn't receive any prize money. Yes, Anita, that's right. So not everybody who completes the lessons will win a prize. We have a limited number of prizes, and those are for the very best entry. So although I'm sure you did very well, the judges did not pick you as a prize winner. If you completed the lessons and you submitted the documents, you should have received your certificate, either bronze, silver, or gold, but you are not guaranteed a prize. You're not guaranteed a prize. Only the best entries get a prize. That's why we're having this webinar where I'm telling you to follow the achievement criteria. Following the achievement criteria is what will get you a prize. Okay, I'm conscious of the time. We've been here for nearly an hour and a half. I can't believe time has flown so much. I'm going to do a few more questions and then I'm going to announce this surprise. Can we take farming as our activity? Absolutely. Lots of farming businesses take part. Thank you for being a wonderful coach. God bless you. Thank you very much, Sumani, for saying that. Is it possible to make changes after submission? You will not be able to make changes after submission. So when you submit a document, that document will become locked. So make sure before you click submit, read through your answers, make sure you're happy with them. If you're not happy with your answers, go back into the lesson, change your answer, and then only when you are happy with your document, click submit, okay? Don't submit a document and then try and make changes later. Just check it first and then submit, because we're going to look at it. We're going to look at your business idea. Your business plan will actually be sent to judges for review immediately, and they will provide you with feedback. Okay, that's enough for questions because we really need to crack on. Because I have a very exciting announcement that I want to share with you. So I am going to share my screen once again. I hope you can see this. We just had the Q&A, and now I have a special announcement. And that is that today we are launching the first mini competition of this year. So those of you that know the program, those of you that have taken part before, you will know about our mini competitions. They are world famous. Students absolutely love the mini competitions. We run a number of these throughout the year, and this is the first one, and you are the first people to hear about it. And the first mini competition is the business idea video pitch. Okay, that is the name of the mini competition. So what does it involve? I'm going to share the details with you now, and I'm also going to share these details by email later, so you have them in writing, and I'm going to share them in the WhatsApp, and I'm going to share them on social media. So make sure you're connected with us to get this kind of information, okay? The business idea video pitch involves recording a 1-minute video. This is very strict. 1 minute, no more, 60 seconds maximum. And it is a video of a student or group of students explaining your business idea. In 1 minute and 1 minute only, the student or group of students must explain what the idea is, how you came up with the idea. So what was your process and why you chose that idea and not the other ideas that you came up with, okay? So you have to explain what, how, and why in 1 minute, no more. You record the video and you upload it to something called Padlet. Padlet is an online platform, and I will be sharing the link with you. The link will come to you by email, okay? And I'll put the link on WhatsApp also. Now, who is eligible for this mini competition? This mini competition is not open to everyone. It is only open to teams that have completed the first 4 lessons and have submitted their business idea document. Okay? So you need to do the first 4 lessons with your students, submit your business idea, and then do this video, okay? And I will share a guidance document. This is just brief information about the video, but I have a document that I'm going to share with you that has much more details about how to film the video and so on. But this is a really cool mini competition because it's very relevant. You know, in the world of business these days, if you want money, for example, you will have to go to investors, and the investors, they will listen to you for 1 minute, and you have 1 minute to convince them that your business is the business they should invest in. Okay. So that's what we are getting your students to do. We are getting them to record a 1 minute video where they give a description of their business. The deadline for this mini competition is soon. It is soon. So you need to start now. And this deadline, no extensions. I know you're going to ask for extensions. There are no extensions. So 31st of July, the videos received by 31st of July will be considered for this mini competition. Everyone who submits a video, every team that submits a video will receive a certificate of participation. So if you record a 1 minute video and you upload it to Padlet, we will give you a certificate that says, I took part in the business idea video pitch mini competition. And one winner, the best video, the best 1 minute video will win $200 US. $200 US. And this will be announced in August, okay? Deadline is 31st of July. And then sometime in August, the judges, they will review all the videos and the best one will win $200 transferred to your school's bank account, okay? So I hope this gets you excited and I hope you'll take part. If you have any questions, you can post them in the Q&A now. But that was my big announcement for today. I wanted to let you know that we are officially launching the first mini competition of the year, the Business Idea Video Pitch Mini Competition. It's a 1 minute video explaining what, how, why you chose your business idea. You must upload it to Padlet by the 31st of July 2022. And this is only open to teams that have completed lessons 1 to 4. Why is it open to these teams? Because you need to have a business idea in order to record your business idea pitch. Okay, so do lessons 1 to 4 over the next couple of weeks and record one of your students or a couple of your students doing a pitch. And it's just 1 minute and it's just 1 video per team. 1 video per team. We do not want to receive 25 videos from the same team, just 1 video. So if you want to give all of your students the opportunity to record a pitch, that's fine. All 20 or so students in your team can record a pitch, but you should only upload one of them to Padlet, the best one, the one you are putting forward for the mini competition. Please do not upload multiple pitches for the same business idea. We will not consider multiple. We will only consider 1 per business idea, okay? and you have to do this by the 31st of July, which I appreciate. It's just in 2 weeks' time, but that is enough time. That is honestly enough time. You just have to start now. Do not let perfection get in the way of things. Get your business team. Start tomorrow. Once you will do lesson 1 so quickly, you will realize that the first 4 lessons are super easy, and then you will be on your way. You will be on track to complete the 3 steps by the 22nd of November, at which point you'll be getting certificates and you'll be maybe winning prizes, you know? So my message to you is start now and just go for it. We're so excited about this mini competition, and we're sure that when you present this to the students, they're going to be excited too. So we really encourage you to take part. And if you have any questions, you can either post them in the chat now, or if they come to you later, you can post them in the WhatsApp group. And on that note, I'm aware we went well over time. I'm really sorry about that, but I hope you found it valuable. If you want to leave now, please go ahead. Feel free. You can say goodbye in the chat and you can leave and you can enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope that you found this useful. I will be sharing the recording by email in the next few days. I'll be putting it on YouTube as well, so everyone can access it. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your wonderful, contributions. I loved hearing about your thoughts on the School Enterprise Challenge. I loved hearing, your reasons for taking part in the program. We're a truly global community, but we're all taking part, for the same reasons. We want to bring skills to our students. We want to get global recognition. We want to become better educators, and we want to win prizes. And this is your first opportunity to win a prize. We have $200 available. So I really encourage you to take part.